Hill matchup that Mark Rasciuto talked about. Underway for round 14. The Dockers hoping to stay in the 8. There's a lot of traffic around the bottom. And there is Pavlich with the first tackle of the night. We're going nowhere. Holding the ball. Gee, that was hot.
That was tough. How can you pay that? Sandilands put it straight onto Pavlich's chest.
And away go the Lions, though. McGrath trying to run and break the lines, as we talked about. Immediately towards Brown. He gets it down low. He gets it onto the chest. Paid the mark. We'll take a good look at it, but he should kick the opening goal.
Well, that's what we said. Move the ball quick, Shore. That was your first key. And McGrath took off from the middle. Jonathan Brown, 1-on-1. Hasn't been like that since he come back. That's a good grab. Nearly head-butted the ball with his face there, Brownie. And gave himself a bit of a test, but paid the mark. He's got to kick the goal now.
One of those ones where just in slips, the hands just hit at the same time as the grass.
Got a bit of grass on the scone there, hasn't he?
Yep. As Glenn mentioned, a lot of rain here yesterday, but the ground is in perfect condition. Brown for the perfect start for the Lions. Straight from the centre square and straight through for the opening goal to the big man.
Well, what a great start. Just, as you said, that running from behind the lines, Ash McGrath. And, like, he's ran from half-back line there to the back of the square, or the forward of the square. Good body work, gee. If you're one-on-one, and they can manufacture that a lot of times, he's the man, but then you cannot keep going to him too much. As I said, 22 times last week they went to him inside 50 and only 4 to the next. But well done, good start by Brisbane Lions.
Goal number 490 for Brown. Let's take a look at this, Tony.
We'll have a look now. Has he tried to handball the ball?
No chance.
Where's the prior opportunity?
Well, I'm just...
Or was it because he got up and kept going?
Maybe, but there was no prior opportunity at all there. I think the umpire got it wrong, but if you tackle, you've got to try and punch the ball somehow, but no chance.
The Lions got off to a bright start against the Tigers last week, but they were reeled in, and then the Tigers went away in the last quarter. As they go forward through O'Brien. Brown again. McPharlin right with him. Broughton down. Crowd wants a free kick for in the back. Not coming.
Gone.
Holding the ball. This purple haze of fans are going to get angry quickly.
Well, that could have been in the back easily, that one. Looks a bit slippery out there too, guys. Certainly in the centre square. Players are tripping over or slipping over early in this contest with that rain yesterday.
So Sheldon with the footy. Decides to have a shot from outside 50.
Well, he's taking the place of Banfield tonight as that defensive forward.
He's got the tackle already.
Just the 2 goals in his 31 games, or this is his 31st game. From 55 metres out, he'll need his best kick. Right to the line, big leap over the back, and a big mark taken by Silvani.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
He got off the ground a lot further than what his namesake did a few decades back.
Not sure about the kick. Power probably should have marked it on the cut through. Hill going to back himself and kick it out on the full. Not his best start. So the Dockers making a couple of errors there.
Yeah, well, that's a clanger, I guess, isn't it? Kicking out in the full, but not a good start by Hill. He needs to be doing a lot better than that.
So Redden, who's been getting plenty of the football for the Lions this season, drills it low and drills it poorly. Straight over the head of Retzlaff. And again, Silvani takes the mark. This time, gee, risky again. He's got Zach Clark. Decides not to use Johnson. Runs a long way. Not sure that was the best option. Back to Robertson. Silvani again. And they can reload here, the Dockers. Duffield on the break. Spears it into Pavlich. Kept going. He's going to get it back. Messy start by Fremantle. That target shouldn't have been missed by the skipper, Sheldon.
Oh, they're out here.
O'Brien's kick to Brown, but there's no one to kick to. He's got to lob it forward.
Beautiful kick.
And he found his target. And his target was Josh Green, and he has absolutely spilt it.
He might have done his knee, is he?
He's a bit slow to get up. So errors from both sides, and Fyfe tries to do something about that with a good grab, and he releases Crowley. Higley was running for him. He's got it now. He's going to be closed down, and he was. Tackle was by McGrath. Pat Footer clear for the Lions. Brown again the target. Getting some possessions early. Good tackle, though, coming from lower. He's going to get it back from McPharlin, then to Duffield, and now to Ibbotson.
Good kick.
Hinkley again. Running past Pavlich. Bradley the target, got him.
He's going to be too quick on the lead with Matt Maguire.
And they get inside their forward 50 here, Fremantle. Johnson was the target. Power with a clever kick. Kept it in. Maguire. Stiller.
Oh, in the back.
Yeah, he won the free kick. It wasn't Stiller, that was McKeever for his first kick, the Irishman. The left footer. So here's Brown again, a long way from home.
Well, Freo don't mind that.
Yeah. Chip pass into the middle to Rains.
Coming high up the ground, Jonathan Brown at the moment.
Leuenberger is going to have to go wider, so a big switch here by the Lions. Hanley wants an option forward. Got one from Sheldon.
No deep targets, no big fellas in the forward line now.
He's waiting for Brown to get there. Called to play on, holding the ball. De Boer with the free kick.
Now Freo have got no one forward, so both teams getting numbers behind the ball.
Gee, Pierce Hanley didn't talk to Sheldon at all that his man was coming from behind. Had to either shepherd. You see Pierce Hanley there. You had to be either strong with voice. It might have been the noise of the crowd.
Pavlich just managing to mark in front of the commentary position here at Patersons. Chip down the line to Bradley. Dockers really can't get any flow going at the moment, can they?
No.
Robertson. High ball, Johnson the target. Has to go back with courage, and he does. But it spills to Hill. Dangerous from this position. And hits the post on the way through. It looked good off the boot. But the opening score for the Dockers.
Yeah, he had a look. He crumbed it well. He tried to do the right thing, look for something inside. There was nothing there. A very good shot at it, but tough kick hit the post.
Retzlaff for Brisbane. Canisius.
Oh.
To Rich. Got off the bus with the moon boot on.
Not a good sign, is it?
Has he arrived at the ground?
One out, Brownie here.
That's where he heads, and Broughton comes back to help out. Play on the call. Brown gives it out. Black into the game. And just going back again, this is Rockcliffe. Lions prepared to go all the way back to Hanley, who can use a couple. One of them's Patfull. Dockers have every player behind the ball, though. Rains. Well, they're messing around with it. You'd expect them to turn it over shortly. But Stiller now. Into the middle, and it started with Rockcliffe, and now it's with O'Brien. Not sure how to beat this press from Fremantle. And in the end, somehow the kick from Hanley got through 5 of them. Standing in the middle is the target.
Well, that's just luxury, isn't it? That wasn't a perfect kick. I mean, you could say he tried to do it, but look at that. It's a matter of inches, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, though. Luke McPharlin had too much confidence in his own players to fit in that spot and still should have been on Jonathan Brown. It wasn't a hard lead.
I think we go back after the kick. The work by Canisius to get in front of McPharlin to give Brown just a half a yard. Smart move by a player in his second game of AFL footy. Brown for his second goal and to continue the bright start for the Lions. Will he be 2 from 2? He certainly will be. 2 to Brown.
Yeah, Brownie, perfect start for him. 2 goals in the first 10 minutes of the first quarter. Exactly what he needed. He's only averaging 2 a game for the first 5. Have a look at that.
Well done, Matty.
Yeah, well done, Matty. That was a great call because we said McPharlin had too much trust in his teammates, but he was actually shepherded out by a very smart piece of play. And Jonathan Brown looks like he could have a good night. I'd even stay a bit deeper than what he is coming up the ground because he looks like he's got plenty of opportunities.
Ominous signs for the Dockers when the power forward Jonathan Brown starts well. 6 disposals, 2 goals.
And Matty, you picked that up beautifully, but I still say that McPharlin wouldn't be happy on Ibbotson and Crowley. Those 2 in the front didn't go back with a lot of conviction.
Palmer couldn't quite get it away. The knock came from Sandilands, but it's Brisbane again, this time with Simon Black. Well, Brown again the target. McPharlin too good this time. Duffield looks up. Not a lot to kick to, but Bradley presents for him. Palmer going past. Also Pearce. High tumbling kick towards centre-half forward. It bounces for Brisbane. Under the pump was Golby. Hanley has really only got one option, and that's to go wider to Green. So many young players in this Brisbane's lineup, less than 10 games. Golby, Green.
Green's got the job on Nathan Fyfe tonight, boys. It's a big ask, isn't it?
Harwood, Kinesis, McKeever. Rich off the ground, just remains in.
And we said Sandilands back in the side. You'd think that would give Freo the dominance in the clearances, but already Brisbane are up 3-0 early in this first quarter.
Well, Leuenberger's been in reasonable nick, but it's hard to beat Sandilands when he's playing like that. Took it out of the air, kick towards Johnson again. Hanley with courage, stayed on his line. Well done to Golby. Reigns is direct. 2-on-1 here, Brown. Big leap, McPharlin. He loves that situation.
I think he heard you, Shorey. I think he heard you.
Get a bit closer and don't let him get the jump.
Try and get in between that one.
What a duel that's going to be tonight.
Oh,
2 goals already to Brown, and McPharlin with a big hanger. Sandilands has enough of that.
Is he too exciting to be at fullback, McPharlin? He was a great forward.
Broughton.
So what, they're using up Brown, his man now. McPharlin just switched off him. No defence from Jonathan Brown then.
And that was the kick to Silvani from McPharlin. His kick in the main direction, and strong mark. Very good overhead.
Jacko said he needed a good one, Matty.
Started well for Glenn. Kick inside the forward 50 and under the chest of Crowley. And just like we saw at one end, an unlikely mark at the other.
Yeah, he sneaks forward and kicks goals, Crowley. Yeah. He's strong. Here's the grab of McPharlin. Now, that's just straight out of the textbook. And John O'Brien, did he cop the knee in the head? No, we didn't get to see that. That's Crowley's mark there. Just a bit strong for Black, so maybe he has gone to Black. Maybe he's going to tag Blackie, but he can go forward and kick goals.
And he does. And he gets the Dockers' first goal of the night.
Well, that's exactly where he's vulnerable, Simon Black. Taking him back down there to the top of the square. He probably won't follow you down. He'll try and switch over a lot of time. But we just see Crowley here, and that's just body on body and great use of the hands in the marking contest, but to the front of the chest. So no free kick, right at the end within 5 metres. He's a dangerous forward when he does push forward.
He wouldn't be happy with that, Blackie. He would not be happy looking at that because it wasn't the biggest push that he got. He fell over a bit too easy for Vossi's liking, I think.
Crowley with goal number 8 for the season, and the first for Fremantle, margin back to 5 points. Just letting Simon Black know that he's on the board. Back in the middle with Sandilands, easily winning the knock. Crowley, the goal kicker, to Palmer. Good use of their hands. Ibbotson got it to Clark. Palmer again. Ball through the hands of Silvani. Palmer to help out. A little bit untidy, Fremantle. Still have it, though. Zach Clark the target. Ibbotson cruising past. Low ball to Bradley, who's been the target mostly so far when the Dockers go forward.
Well done.
McKeever to Black. Spots up Stiller, who just came off the bench. Well, that's not the way it's supposed to happen. And Golby getting, Silvani letting him know that that's not how it happens. Leuenberger at ground level. Redden in first. Black, give on the up to Power. We've seen that a few times over the years. Not Luke Power's best kick. Tumbles it forward. Broughton. That's a wonderful tackle. That's holding the ball.
Got to be holding. Oh, Rumpot.
Oh, that's bad.
Oh.
Let's go to Glenn Jakovic.
Well, Fremantle just a little bit top heavy as we see that replay of the tackle. I think the umpire just got caught in the vision there, but Stephen Hill's just trying to break his tag and go in the forward line with no Hayden Ballantyne and no Michael Walters. They're just a bit too top heavy, Fremantle.
Well done by Clark to get it back to Palmer. Pavlich, Broughton, Johnson. Rockcliffe got lost there. Clark slides in, almost won the football out. McGrath did so. Little palm off. Handball to Black. Got boot to ball, but it's all Fremantle here.
Well done, Canisius.
He did enough, didn't he? But away goes Pavlich with a torpedo into space, hoping it hits the boundary line, and it does.
How about that man who nearly, just see here.
Oh, that's a throw.
They missed a couple early, the umps, but
they have.
Bit of pressure on by both sides. Bit slippery out there too, I think.
It is.
Clark on hands and knees. Hill, similar to Black, somehow got boot to ball. Fyfe going backwards to Ibbotson. Tumbles it forward to Crowley. And it's out of bounds again.
Well, the crowd weren't happy with that kick forward, though. In slippery conditions, it's not a bad kick in the forward line sometimes. It just runs another 10 metres if no one intercepts it.
Do you blame the slippery conditions on that kick, though?
No, it's just...
No, it might have been smart football, I thought.
Yeah, I think you got to kick it more than handball today with the slippery conditions.
Power. Not going far. De Boer. Good pick up on the up. He's got Palmer. Wheels around. Skews it off the side. And that's one of the turnovers that Fremantle can't afford to have.
Well, it's a turnover. It is slippery out there. You can't do cute kicks like that. You've got to play a bit of wet weather footy here.
There's a turnover. It's turnover city tonight. Fyfe. Just going to hit it into the pocket. Hope Main can get in there. Almost completed the mark. Redden, 2 goes to get past Johnson, was pretty lucky.
We've had some half balls, haven't we? Have a look at this. Main in front.
Oh, not quite a grab.
No. I was just going to say that man Drummond on him. He's got to have a good attacking game. But, gee, it's a hard ask when you've got Main there as a defender.
Clancy Pearce out of the pack, scrambles it forward just for a behind. Just the 2 scoring shots each after 17 minutes. Dylan Robertson preparing to come back on.
Freo is a side that handballs a lot, and already they've had 37 kicks, 35 handballs. They need to be careful in these conditions.
McGrath, well, he asked a lot of McKeever in his first game. Redden to Black, to Rich, 40 to 30 to 20 to 10. They're going down in 10s, the Lions. Now they've got Rains. Stiller. Away here, Retzlaff. It's a good movement forward.
Rich is on.
Yeah, Rich is on, and Rich is within range if he keeps going. Get the left boot into it from 55. That's his bread and butter. All clear, 1 goal.
Now, Roo, with Crowley going to Black, maybe it's Daniel Rich who gets the one. He gets off the link there.
It is, and that's what happens if you're the second or third midfielder. Sometimes you can get off the chain. They can't allow him, Daniel Rich, who gets the ball inside 50 more than anyone else at Brisbane and is a great finisher, so you can't leave him free anywhere inside 60, otherwise he'll do exactly that. Beautiful kick. Doesn't get heaps of possessions, Rich, but usually makes you pay.
Little mini break here for the Lions. That's become his signature goal, though, hasn't it, Rich? 55-60 out, play on, and drill it home.
Well, I'm no technician, but the way that he kicks, it's just pure. The way that, and look, he's had a hard initiation. Great first year, and then got tagged a lot, so he's really finding the other side of footy at the moment.
Redden's having a good year. Power with the tackle, but it comes out to Hinkley. Stolen by Polkinghorn. Brown wants it one-on-one. He's going to use his body against McPharlin. McPharlin comes back at him and he wins a free kick. Umpire was only 5 metres away.
Well, this is the issue, really. I'll check the stats in a second, but if they're going to keep going to Brown like this, you might as well tell 2 other defenders for Fremantle. I'm not even worrying about the ball. Let's have a look at the replay here. Did he get a hand over the shoulder? Oh, it's a bit of a soft one.
I reckon Brownie was complaining about footy getting soft. He might be happy for it now.
Swings and roundabouts, Jonathan.
Doesn't hurt to whinge every now and then.
He has kicked 2, though.
Kick this, Shorey.
Oh,
tough angle here.
Man for my life.
Tough angle at Patersons, though. And he's not even close.
What he got there, Matty? Probably shouldn't have got the free.
Yep. Michael Voss will be happy with the way the game's going, though. There's no... They've got the tempo.
Ball movement. has been exactly the way they wanted. A lot of speed through the midfield.
9 times inside 50. They've gone to Jonathan Brown 4, and all other individuals are the next 5. So just got to watch that balance.
Here go the Dockers, though. Fyfe was front and square, and he tapped it in the right direction. He went past Pearce, said, I'll take it. But he's well wrapped up in a good tackle by Redden. Rains scooped it out. Stiller, good running this from Brisbane again. Polkinghorne just got boot to ball. Hard mark to be taken here. Clash of heads by the Lions. It was Leuenberger and Polkinghorne. Mogavos won't be too upset about that unless Leuenberger doesn't get up, and he's up now.
He'd be wrapped with that, Michael. He's a bit wobbly, but he's up. He'd be wrapped with the way that both these players put their head over the ball. Not a great communication. Could have been a lot worse than what had happened in the end.
Pavlich again the target from the knockdown from Sandilands. Hinckley's kicked forward. Bradley's in good position. Used his body over the back. Johnson couldn't do much with it. Brisbane 2-on-1. Hanley and McGrath. Where's the percentage play here? It's the boundary line. They decided to risk it, and it might be costly because Pavlich gets it from Bradley. Gives it off to Lower. To the square it goes. Palmer Crumming. Missed the goal.
Can you believe it? Got to finish those. Did the hard work there, Palmer.
That's a few tricks. He didn't know he did it, but it looked good.
If there's a criticism about Palmer, it is his efficiency with his kicking, isn't it?
Well, he's got the job on Luke Power, and that's, again, Power doesn't like being deep defence.
Risky kick out, just touched on the line. Fremantle will consider that a win. They'll set up from the boundary throw.
And it was a missed opportunity for Reece Palmer. If he's going to push Lukey Power down that way, you've got to make it accountable and kick it, get one up.
Good point, Jacko.
Sandilands again the win. Maguire trying to run through a couple of tacklers. Umpire, plenty of time, and we finally get a ball up. There's Reece Palmer. Leuenberger winning that tap. Quick hands, Pearce to Palmer. Rich back on the ground. And they worked it out nicely there, the Lions. They didn't panic. Stiller, Karnesis, half volley, that'll test him. Equal to the task.
Gee, I'm being impressed by him.
They're not out of danger yet, though, the Lions. Good swarming here, the Dockers. Holding the ball.
That's just releasing the pressure from yourself. Rude to say, yeah, you can have this.
Crowley, the goal kicker earlier, with a wonderful tackle.
Crowded forward line, though, for Fremantle.
Sets it up for someone to have a jump.
Bad kick.
And they didn't get the email.
No, I think it's 50 metres, but I think Ryan Crowley, the way he signalled, there was some type of set-up or set play, and it just didn't work.
Well, it was clear, Shorey. He did point to the top of the square, and that's where he put it. So I think the other players, his teammates, let him down by not getting there.
Should have twittered him.
Stiller driving it low to Handley. And they're just pretty content here, the Lions, to get the tempo back on their terms.
You want to be content if you keep possession of the ball, but their efficiency over the last few weeks hasn't been good enough for this style, I don't think.
Well,
still
exactly.
3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, it's not like Hawthorn, who can, incisively cut through a zone.
But more importantly,
skills.
boys, for Brisbane, they're controlling the tempo of the game and frustrating Fremantle.
Black down the line.
Well, that's a lack of confidence, isn't it?
Zach, what were you thinking?
He's lost it in the lights.
Lost it in the lights. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt there. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he just missed it. Straight into a spotty. Black back towards Rains. Then he tapped it to the advantage of Michael Johnson, though. Pavlich, Pearce, good run here, Fremantle. A chance for a goal. Fyfe, inside 50. He's a talent. Can he kick it? No. You'd expect him to finish those.
Very inaccurate, Freo. This has cost them several times this year already. They're 1 goal 4 now. They've had more scoring shots than Brisbane, but they're 9 points behind on the scoreboard. They've got to take their opportunities. That should have been a goal, and Palmer should have been a goal.
Yep. Just putting a bit more pressure, though, inside their forward 50 in the second half of the quarter. Trying to force some turnovers from the Lions. Hanley.
Well, they're off here.
Oh, they're off. Got to get this next one quick, though.
Patfull going to have to chip over the top. Does so. Hard running from
well
Main. It was beautiful stuff. And he's still going.
Great stuff.
Individual effort was superb. Can they get a goal at the other end to give him some reward? High ball back in. Johnson beaten to it by Maguire. Rockcliffe on hands and knees to Maguire. Numbers for Brisbane. Black managed to get boot to ball. Robertson back. Good pick up to Sandilands. That's not going far. Sheldon's under pressure. Carnesitz. O'Brien to McGrath. Brisbane forward again. Retzlaff in good position. Someone, apart from Brown, a mark inside forward 50.
Good kick by McGrath, wasn't it? We're just seeing the replay here of Clark. We had a crack at him about spoiling it.
No, it was the lights. Gee, that's well done by Main. Then another replay.
And that's his strength too, mate. He doesn't get huge possessions and kick big bags of goals, but he puts pressure in the forward 50. And here a good kick by McGrath. Nice long kick to Retzlaff, and he should put through another one for Brisbane.
Well, important kick given there's just over a minute remaining in the quarter. They lead by 9. This to make it 15. He's been 5 goals, 6 this year. He's evened up the ledger, and he's pretty happy about it.
Very happy.
Well, one player that I've been so impressed with, Patrick Carnesitz, he's got some poise about him. You can just see, I think he gets involved here. Oh, that's the Sheldon tackle. But just there, the quick handball out, takes some pressure to himself. Ash McGrath's taken the game on. We know he set up the first goal, but just the penetration over the top there. They've got loose men back there, worrying about Jonathan Brown. They have to get different goal kickers, and that's a good sign for the Brisbane Lions.
Sure, the players now, the midfielders and the players that can kick a long way, 50, 55, 60 metres with a long, low penetrating kicker coming very, very important in the game, aren't they, to get through the zone. McGrath, Rich, these type of players.
Can the Dockers get one back before quarter time? Black searching handball forward. Big spoil, came from lower. Patfull, Main did enough to tackle him and bring him down. 2 super individual efforts in this quarter by Main, but he's just a bit confused at the moment. When in doubt, go back to the skipper, launching long and straight and magnificent.
Well, we said a lot of players that can kick the ball long are important. Well, captains that can kick goals from 55, 60 metres is important too. Look at Main again. We just highlighted before doing the hard work. Have a look at that. Lays a tackle, gets up, dishes it off, and puts it back to the skipper. Have a look at this one from 60 metres out at least. Shannon Hearn did it last week, and the big Pav there kicking goal. Well done.
The crowd liked that one, the captain with the long bomb. And it only took him 30 seconds to get that one we talked about.
Well, Chris Main, he deserved the one before that, Matty. You called that. The other thing is, so the bad signs for Freo, Brisbane have been inside 10 times, and 4 of their goals have come from marks, so they've found space.
Which they haven't been able to do of late.
No.
Marks inside the forward 50. Fyfe fishing it out. Still going here with a loose man, the Dockers. Palmer hits it high into the pocket.
Good kick.
Backpedaling is Bradley.
That's a free kick.
He certainly looks as though he's interfered with. Here's Main again, trying to create something from nothing.
That's a free kick.
Chris Main, what a purple patch from the man in purple.
Yes, he's doing it repeatedly up there. Have a look at this. Was it a free? Oh, maybe not. I think you've been a bit soft there, Shorey. Make him earn it, the
Thanks,
forwards.
mate.
Look at Main, though. Straight in, controlled there, got around him, and laid the tackle. Well done. Go back and reward yourself now with a goal.
You normally use the words purple patch in defensive acts. Not
boys,
very often, is it? It's normally...
This is where he's let himself down, boys. He needs to finish off here.
Well, he deserves it, doesn't he, Glenn?
No
He
doubt.
really deserves this goal. And in the context of the game, he gets the Dockers back to 3 points. And they'll get all the momentum going into quarter time.
He'll kick it.
Chris Main, time to stand up right now.
It's as good as through. Oh.
He's managed to score a point, but he's still doing some terrific stuff for his side. Quarter time here at Patersons Stadium. The visitors, the Brisbane Lions, have got 4 goals on the board and they lead the home team by 8 points. We'll take a break. Back with the second quarter right after this.